Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Jumping Flash 2 Part 7. So going back to the carnival world again, this time it's even more deranged and more wacky than it was before. There's where we can see like things like the strobe lights going through the sky, there's fireworks everywhere. I'm pretty sure the Joker from Batman made this level, or at least the people that would belong in Arkham Asylum would have made a level like this. One of the people that made this game were sent to Arkham Asylum afterwards. I used to talk about how much I love these games to kids that I knew back in the day and to the teachers and things like that. They all thought I was mentally insane for liking a game like this. I always got treated like someone that belonged in an insane asylum throughout my elementary school, middle school, and high school years. And I'm starting to see why that was. I think it's because I like this game so much. You always tell me that this game sucks, or that this game isn't that good, despite the fact I highly doubt any of them have ever played it before. They probably just say it sucks just because, it's because they like to talk crap about stuff. Everyone needs something to talk crap about, right, for no apparent reason. We always need a reason to hate things. We just, we have, freedom of speech, freedom of our own opinions, but of course, my elementary school, middle school, and high school often crucify people for having bad opinions. It's like that Sesame Street book that I came across on Discord. It was called Your Opinions Make Me Angry. It's just Bert and Ernie arguing with each other on the front cover of the book. Your opinions make me angry. Your opinions piss me off. Yeah, I made a whole book about that. They should make books like that. They should seriously make a book like that for kids about people's opinions and things like that. No one ever respects stuff like that as well in school or anywhere else. Newspapers never respect that stuff either. And newspapers are never written by the best people anyways. Why do you think newspapers are written at a second grade reading level? Because, and even that's a little too advanced for a lot of the people that write them. And why do you think they get 8-year-olds to write not 8-year-olds, why do you think they get 5-year-olds to write all the Fast and Furious movies? Because, they don't need a high level of intellect to write a good movie. I learned that a long time ago. Why think I try writing storylines and things for movies and comics and stuff like that? You don't need to think hard to write stuff like that. You don't need to be overly smart to write stuff like that. I've been told throughout school that I'm really dumb. I'm dumber than the average person. My IQ is pretty low. And I think that's why it might be part of the reason why I find these games so entertaining. The reason why I make so many videos on YouTube. You kind of have to have like a mindset similar to mine if you seriously think my stuff is entertaining. Then again, I was just watching Nintendo Capri Sun again too. I was reminded today that Nintendo Capri Sun exists, watching his videos, and I realized like he leaves so much stuff in, like hiccups. He leaves times where he says, "in the bathroom." He leaves all that in his videos, and his videos drag on so long sometimes, and he does all that talk, he does make sounds, things like that, and yet somehow his videos are overly popular. That's why I often theorize that if I did what I'm doing right now, but 10 or more, well over a decade earlier, I probably would become really famous and really successful. But I'm not, because I did it too late. I just realized too, Let's Plays are actually kind of a dead genre, actually. I was watching someone's review on the Fourth Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. I actually kind of liked the Fourth Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. That's because it's a road trip movie, a funny road trip comedy movie. And I actually really like road trip comedy movies. I'm a fan of those kinds of movies. I don't really associate with Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I don't think it's that great of a Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. It's just a funny, turn off your mind and road trip kind of movie. That's exactly what I thought. So a lot of people seem to hate that movie. And apparently they said that Let's Plays were dated by the time that movie came out. And then I realized, wait a minute, I started doing Let's Plays. That movie came out in 2017, and that was the same year I started making YouTube videos in 2017. So I wonder why my YouTube videos aren't doing so well. That's simply because I'm doing like dated stuff, like a dated genre or like a dead genre. I mean, I guess because the genre is dead doesn't mean people don't like it anymore. A lot of people still like disco. Disco's been dead for like almost 40 some odd years now. And then there's grunge. People still like grunge. People still like, rock and roll music. I still like rock and roll music, even though it's a dead genre of music. You never hear it much on the radio anymore. All you hear on the radio now is just dumb auto-tuned music that gives you the brain damage. So then you want to know what the jazz is all about. What do you like to do for fun, kid? I like to play Pokemon. Pokemon. You take the Pokey and you take the man and you take the thing and you take the that and you take the this and that. Jumping Flash is kind of like, well, actually I think Jumping Flash predates Pokemon actually by a little bit. I can imagine there being a Pokemon similar to Robert. I bet if Robert didn't exist already before Pokemon came, it probably would be. Robert probably would have been a Pokemon if Jumping Flash wouldn't hire him to be the main protagonist, or was it Mr. Plinkett called it a protagonist? If he wasn't hired to be the main protagonist of Jumping Flash, then he definitely would have been probably something in Pokemon. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Pokemon that looks just like Robert. There's like, how many now? 5 billion Pokemon now? I lost count. I never really cared much about Pokemon back when it was new, and I still don't really care about it much to this day either. I heard the show finally got canceled. I heard it finally got canceled, and Ash finally became a master Pokemon trainer or whatever. Man, it's been 26 years and Ash finally became a master. Wonder how that happened. Wonder how Ash stopped himself from aging too. He's been like 10 years old for like 26 years now. It must be hell. It must have been some sort of punishment thing. Either a punishment or some science experiment gone horribly wrong. Imagine being 10 years old for 26 years. I don't mean like you like where it's like time around you age and it's like you age, it's just not physical. I mean like you actually stay as like your 10-year-old self is. Imagine living through elementary school and all the flaws of being 10 years old. Imagine going for all that. Imagine just doing that or going for all that. But for 26 years, that must have been hell for him. I almost feel sorry for Ash Ketchum. Almost! I bet that's what Chris Chan is like. He's probably spent he probably would love that. He'd probably love to be 10 years old for 26 years. That would probably be heaven for him. Well, for me, it would be hell. I would hate being stuck in a hellish world like that, where I'm always 10 years old and I can never do anything. It must suck being like that. You can never get a girlfriend. You'll never be able to get a girlfriend. You'll never be able to get a real job or get anywhere in life. I just recently found out that I kind of like neurology a little bit, but I highly doubt I'll ever become a neurologist, whoever that is. I'll probably never become that. I'll probably never become anything useful other than just some guy that makes stupid videos on YouTube and create the Phoenix First. That's a much lighter note than the YouTube videos I make. I can imagine making 3D modeling and modeling out all these levels using 3ds Max or Maya or Blender, because that's what I have now. I just have Blender. I don't even use Blender that much at all. I kind of gave up on 3D modeling. I mean, I still will try to do stuff with it if I ever get a job with it. I might still play around with it sometimes, but I'm focusing more on what I think I'm better at. Designing characters and things like that, and writing stories for them and things like that. It's best to sometimes just stick with what you know. So now he's got a lot more awards. I think that bullet with that award in the bottom of the screen has like a bullet, the circle line for that. I think that might have something to do with the fact that I went through the game without, using any ammo or something, or using any items. But then again, it can't be like a no-hit. I wonder if there's a reward for going for this whole game without taking a hit. I don't think I'll ever be able to do it. I mean, I'm really good at this game. I've played this game for years, but I don't think I'll ever be that good that I could play for the entire game without taking a hit. It's almost impossible to play this game. I'm pretty sure there is someone out there that's probably played for this whole game without taking a hit before. I don't know for sure there probably is. But that person is clearly someone that doesn't have a life, like that guy that spent 6 hours playing that perfect game of Pac-Man in 1999. He clearly doesn't have a life. But I do have a life. I work a full-time job. I also make art gifts and things like that for people. My birthday is coming up next week. I still have that mouse I got exactly 1 year ago. That mouse that Arcanine F50 gave me. I still use it for drawing art on my computer, and we're doing all my computer stuff. It's a really good mouse. I don't know what brand it is or not, but it's just some gaming mouse. It has like a Turbo Fire key on it. Turbo Fire button, just like the Turbo Fire button on an NES controller. NES Turbo controller works just like that, but it actually comes quite in handy well for doing some art sometimes on Paint 3D. We're making very fine details or refining colors and things like that. Actually works pretty good for that. For that, actually, gaming mouse actually is ideal for making art. I have no idea what brand it is, but it is a really good mouse. I've had it for a year now. It's a 1-year anniversary. See, this boss is even more insane this time around. Last time the one with the short hat died first. Now this time the one with the tall hat dies last. I don't know, maybe they're trying to be nice to each other. Like, oh, you did all that, so I'll go first. No, you always put your friend first, right? Or maybe you should, I don't know, I mean, it depends. I mean, if it's a human shielding, like, oh, don't kill him, kill me, and you throw the friend in front of him so he gets mangled or destroyed in the massacre, gets horribly massacred or something like that. And so now that Extra 5 is cleared, we're going to be treated to another cutscene.
This is the final showdown, Rabbit! There's no turning back! It's time to pull up and shut up! Prepare to meet your doom! Go get him, Kabuki!
Here we go, little hopster. Time to get nasty.
Well, it's the final world. The absolute last world of this game. We're finally going to take on Captain Kabuki and end this invasion. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.